Today we're going to be going through 5 different behavioral treatment tasks for dysarthria. The first one that we're going to go through is called exaggerating consonants or over-articulation. And this task targets imprecise consonant production that we often associate with individuals with dysarthria. This technique can be helpful for several different types of dysarthria, such as flaccid, spastic, unilateral upper motor neuron, ataxic, and hypokinetic. This task can also be helpful because much of the poor intelligibility that we see in individuals with dysarthria can be attributed to imprecise consonant production, particularly in the medial and the final positions. Distortion and misproduction of consonants in these positions can have a particularly negative effect on intelligibility. So for this task, I'm going to ask you to exaggerate or over-articulate your consonants. So for instance, if you're saying the word fall, I might ask you to produce it like this. Fall. Now you try.
Fall.
Good, excellent. So I like how you over-articulated or exaggerated each of the consonants in that production. So let's practice with 5 words to start. Let's try help.
Help.
Excellent. You did a better job exaggerating that H than I did. All right, let's try eat.
Eat.
Excellent. That's a really good T. All right, let's do stop.
Stop.
Good. That was a good long prolonged S. And one more.
More.
Perfect. Excellent. All right. So for this next task, we're going to be doing something called minimal contrast drills. This task targets imprecise consonant production that we associate with individuals with dysarthria that impacts their intelligibility negatively. It can be used to target vowels, but generally consonants have the greatest impact on intelligibility in this population. This technique can be helpful for several different types of dysarthria, such as flaccid, spastic, unilateral upper motor neuron, ataxic, and hypokinetic. This task can be helpful because it encourages patients to acoustically highlight the different consonants in minimal pairs, which can improve overall intelligibility. All right, so for this task, I'm going to ask you to say some pairs of words that are similar, but they differ by just one sound. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay, these are what we call minimal pairs. So for instance, I may ask you to say a pair of words like ship and sip. You try.
Ship and sip.
Good. So in those 2 sounds, the last 2 sounds of each of those words are the same, but they differ in the first sound. So let's try 3 pairs to start with. Let's do moss and mop.
Moss. Mop.
Excellent. Now let's try dime and mime.
Dime. Mime.
Excellent. One more. Let's do bark and park.
Bark. Park.
Excellent. Okay. So for our third task, we're going to do an exercise called easy onset phonation. This helps target phonation deficits that we see in some dysarthrias, particularly the disordered vocal quality, such as harsh or strained, strangled vocal qualities that we can see. This task can be particularly helpful for improving vocal quality in spastic dysarthria. This task can help improve vocal quality by encouraging the client to make softer glottal closures during phonation, which can help eliminate some of the harshness and strained, strangled vocal quality associated with spastic dysarthria. All right, so for this task, we're going to be working on improving the sound of your voice. I'll demonstrate what I'd like you to do. First, I'd like you to start by exhaling while you gently sigh, like this. Good. Let's try that 3 times. One more. Excellent. All right, now we're going to add something to that. Instead of sighing, this time we're going to produce an ah sound. So I'll demonstrate for you. We're going to inhale and then exhale and say the ah. So, ah. Ah. All right, let's do that 2 more times.
Ah.
All right, and one more.
Ah.
Excellent. All right, so now since you did such a great job with that, we're going to add another step to it. So we're going to produce a word this time. So we're going to produce the word off. So I'll demonstrate how I want you to do that. We're going to inhale, exhale, and produce off. Off.
Off.
Excellent. Let's get you straighter. All right, let's do this 2 more times.
Off.
Excellent. One more.
Off.
Excellent. All right. And then we could eventually move on to using these techniques to produce sentences, but right now we're going to stay at the individual word level. Okay, so this 4th exercise we're going to do is called a yawn-sigh exercise. This task is a lot like the easy onset phonation exercise, but it differs because it promotes the relaxation of the neck muscles, and it should reduce some of the hypertension in the larynx that can be caused by certain types of dysarthria and produce that distorted vocal quality or disordered vocal quality. So because this task facilitates relaxation of the neck and the larynx, it can be especially helpful for improving the vocal quality of spastic dysarthria. Okay, so for this task, we're once again going to be working on your vocal quality, and it's a lot like the last task that we did, but this time we're going to open our mouth even wider and produce what looks like a yawn. So instead of just opening our mouth wide for the ah, we're going to open it extra wide. So I'll demonstrate first. So open it real wide. Good. With that side. All right, let's see if we can get you a little wider. Go. Ah. Excellent. All right, now let's try and produce that ah. Ah. Excellent. All right, with this exercise, we could shape it again like we did the last exercise from ah to off, and then eventually to phrases and sentences as well. Okay, so this last exercise we're going to do is called contrastive stress drills. These drills target prosody deficits such as reduced stress and monopitch that we might see in some types of dysarthria. This type of task can be especially useful in improving prosody and spastic dysarthria because prosody issues such as monopitch and reduced stress are associated with this particular dysarthria. This task can help because it encourages the client to add stress on keywords to convey their intended meaning during the exercise. All right, so for this task, it can be useful to use some pictures, and we have some family pictures here. All right, and one way to complete this exercise is by asking the client questions about the pictures and asking them to answer the questions by producing stress on keywords. All right, so let's practice with this picture first. I'll walk you through the entire thing I want you to do.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you, is the boy crying? And obviously, he's not crying.
The boy is smiling.
Yeah, the boy is smiling. So I want you to put emphasis on the correct keyword. So you can say, like you said, no, the boy is smiling. So let's try it one more time. Is the boy crying?
No, the boy is smiling.
Excellent. Let's try it one more time with even more emphasis on the smiling.
No, the boy is smiling.
Excellent. That was some good emphasis. All right, so let's try one more. All right, here's our picture. Is the cat sleeping?
No, the dog is sleeping.
Excellent. Good emphasis on dog. All right, and those are all of our exercises.